Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero and our pop culture media. That's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, or if you listen to us on a podcasting platform, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review or whatever number of stars you think we deserve. And Lottie, first of all, I'm gonna put you on blast for not watching Madam Web yet. So that's the way I'm gonna start our intro. Lottie has not seen Madam Web, so if you have seen it, show him how you feel about not sharing in the pain with the rest of us. But we're kind of in a lull week here for superhero things. A little bit of news going here and there, but for the most part, we're just kind of waiting for Invincible season 2, X-Men 97. Waiting to see the first trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. So we're just kind of in a holding pattern. But you know what? We are still ready to talk about some good old superhero stuff. But before we do that, let's talk to Lottie. Lottie, how you doing, man? And what you been up to that's nerdy?
Still playing a lot of Helldivers, playing Final Fantasy, of course, as well, because that just came out. Rewatched the original Dune movie.
Are you talking about? Wait, are you talking about the 2022 or 20 whatever that came out a couple years ago?
Yes. Yeah, I went back and watched part 1 so I can get a feeling. And I actually enjoy it. I enjoyed it more. I liked it the first time, but I enjoy it more watching it a second time. I'm like, oh, this was like my takeaway when I first watched it. I was like, oh, this is a pretty good movie. My takeaway the second time was like, oh, this was a really good movie. This was a really good movie. So, like, I am very excited to watch Dune tomorrow. Cannot wait.
Nice.
Can't wait.
Speaking of, that's what I was up to, nerdy. Among other things, I did go and see Dune Part 2 on opening night. It was amazing. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. First of all, I'm a proponent of the theater going experience anyway. I've been a regular movie goer. How it's been 6-7 years now. I've just been pretty regularly going at least once a month, but sometimes 3-4 times a month. So I already think watching movies in a theater is better anyway. But I'm just going to say it. If you do not watch this, if you wait for this to come on streaming, if you wait to watch this at home, if you are in any way physically capable of going to the theater and you choose not to, you are fucking up. Straight up, you're fucking up. You're not doing it right. Because this movie, Dune Part 2, must be seen on a big-ass screen with badass sound that'll fucking rock you while you're watching it. Because there's a scene in there. It's in a trailer and everything, too. Remember the trailer where you saw he was going to catch a sandworm? That, as it's played out, if you only see it on your couch, you're doing yourself a disservice. It literally will not be the same. Watching it in a theater with big ass screen, having that bass rumble you and all that sound it felt like you were there. So like for real, go see Dune Part 2. It's great. I do want to do a review on it. But Lottie, if you're up to it, let's do a review of that, later this week. But it's definitely worth your time. It should get all of the Oscars and everything like that. It's great movie. So I did that. Also, caught the rest of Capcom Cup. I talked about that last week. Where they crowned their first millionaire player. That was pretty dope. Got caught up on Halo Episode 4, which was about a lot of, and you're not watching it season 2, but the Fall of Reach. That was pretty dope. And the only other thing nerdy I'm doing is also continuing to recklessly spend money on action figures. Lottie, I got a problem.
There's nothing wrong with it
No,
as long as you.
I went to Ross. No, was it? I was like went to Ross before I went to go see Dune, and I was like, let me just see, maybe they got something. And I'll be damned if they didn't have a He-Man figure for like $7, $6, and then they had a Spawn, this big Spawn like action figure of a character I don't know, but it looks pretty cool for like $8. So I was like, it's $14 for two figures. I can't say no. So yeah, somebody save me from myself. Anyway, this is the Supercast where we are going to talk about superhero movies and TV shows and games and the news surrounding them. And this week, kind of a slim week, so we probably will have a shorter show than usual, but that's all right. We're going to have a good conversation either way. And we're going to be talking about these things. First, Dave Bautista talks about the character Drax and his future with it. We got some rumors about Captain America Brave New World, and for Thunderbolts, and for Spider-Man Noir, which is coming to you from Amazon. We'll also hear about the sequel to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And we're going to talk about Superman. There's some Superman news as far as who's going to be playing Perry White. And finally, another bit of Superman news. James Gunn reveals some vital information about it going forward. So we're really excited to talk about these things. So Lottie, you ready to go, man?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's get into it. So Lottie, Drax the Destroyer, beautifully played, I will say, by Dave Bautista. I think, look, if you had to pick if I had to pick a favorite Guardian of the Galaxy, it's not Drax, but he's close, right? He's Rocket's my favorite, and maybe Groot, but like on the real, it's probably my second favorite. Probably is Drax because he's an idiot, but also he's awesome and he's hilarious. And everyone likes him. Lottie, am I saying anything wrong there?
You are not saying anything wrong.
Yeah, he's dope. We love Dave Bautista, and also honestly, outside of the MCU, he's great in a lot of things. He's great in Dune Part 1, like he's in Dune Part 2. He's very good in there. There's lots of like range, but he's very quickly becoming like a much more serious actor, I think, than anyone thought maybe he would be. Right, like he was in Knock in the Cabin. He's very good in that. He was in the Knives Out, Glass Onion, Knives Out story. Very good in that. I'll actually say this straight up. Out of the guys who have made the transition from being a pro wrestler into an actor, he's the best actor. Like, am I wrong about that? Like, better than Cena, better than The Rock. So
I will say yes for now, but Cena has a chance to catch him.
he better work because Dave Bautista is not playing. He isn't playing. Yeah. He's working with some of the best. He worked with Rian Johnson in Glass Onion, and he's worked for 2 movies with Denis Villeneuve, who is, let's call it, one of the best directors around right now, straight up. Yeah. So yeah, this guy, he's serious, and he wants to play better roles. He wants to play more meaningful roles, that really, push his acting ability, that really make him stretch out and practice his craft. And so to that effect, Dave Bautista has basically said, hey, I'm not going to come back as Drax. I'm done playing that role. But he did leave open the door to coming back to the MCU, provided that they have a role that would give him that depth of character that he really wants to play, to stretch out as. He was talking about like a villain or something like that would... I'm thinking he's thinking something like a Thanos. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you hear this from him. First of all, like, how do you feel about him retiring Drax? But also, do you think Marvel might actually, try to recast and put him into a role like that?
Recast you know how much I like Drax, man. You know how much I like Drax. It sucks to hear that he probably doesn't want to play the role anymore. But I completely understand why he might feel that way. Why he feels like Drax is just not good for him, and it's just not good for his brand or what he wants to do anymore. But to see him as a villain, because he, like you said, he's a great actor. He is a great actor. I think he could seamlessly do it. I think he could. Uh, I'm trying to think of who would be a good villain. My brain is always not good for these like quick time thinking of things, but like I am 100% sure there is a villain out there that we hear that Dave Bautista plays as, and we're like, yes, he could do that.
I think this would be a like what, but think about it. I mean, a nihilist. He could be a nihilist, and a nihilist is basically the negative zone Thanos. So he could be him. He could be he could play Ares, because Ares is not a common villain in the MCU, but he is a villain in the MCU. Let's see, I'm trying to think of villains. This will be a real far left field one, but I mean, hear me out. He could be Mole Man to the Fantastic Four. I bet you wouldn't think he was a weirdo, joke villain if Dave Bautista's playing him. Hell no. He'd be bringing the pain. So I mean, there's plenty of people. He could be Titanium Man, even though I think Titanium Man's actually pretty lame. He could, you know what? He could even be one of the Wrecking Crew. Remember the even though we sort of seen the Wrecking Crew already in She-Hulk, but I mean, there's plenty of villains around that he could play as. So I understand this. Look, Dave Bautista, he's grown far beyond that, a role that was good at the time, but now he's far bigger than that in terms of his skill. And Drax really didn't get to do as much as we wanted him to. Like, he got a look, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3 gave him somewhat more, in terms of acting to do. But still, I think he wants his Thanos role. And the only thing is, I don't know if Marvel will do it. Mainly because he costs a lot more now than he did in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, a lot more. Yeah. So maybe they don't want to necessarily pay that kind of money for him, but I think it's just the right project for the situation and for bringing him in. So I think they'll keep the door open, and obviously, he's got a good relationship with Marvel. So if there's an opportunity, maybe he'll get a call. So I'm all for it, and I hope they figure something out. So, moving on, let's talk some rumors, Lottie. Because we're in that season where things are getting made. We can't really see something. We don't have pictures. We don't have any of that stuff. All we have are people talking behind the scenes. So here's a rumor about Captain America: Brave New World. Which, by the way, I saw this. This really is going to be two rumors. One of them is that they're sort of going back and rewriting, reshooting, or whatever, trying to tighten up the movie. And one of the rumors is that they're, contemplating just getting rid of the Serpent Society as the villains and replacing them with other villains. Now, who those other villains could be, who knows? But that's not necessarily a good thing, because I think the Serpent Society was supposed to be like kind of a big part of this movie. So maybe this is sounds like almost a whole, Daredevil Born Again situation where they shot stuff and then they were like, let's just make a whole nother thing, and we'll keep what we can, but for the most part we're doing a whole new thing. Doesn't sound good. Lottie, I mean, does that sound like first of all, are you okay with them replacing them, or like are you even how aware are you of the Serpent Society in the first place, and like, do you think they would be worthy of a big screen presence?
I remember the Serpent Society from the animated Marvel Avengers TV show.
Avengers: Earth Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, I remember them from there, but I don't know how to feel about them being a whole thing. I mean, I could be
I
wrong.
mean, the snake-based people, like how hard could this be? Just trying to figure this out. How could they be a big enough threat for a whole movie? I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, I think so. Everything doesn't have to be, world ending. It can just be. I mean, it matters. Sometimes you can have a good villain, and it doesn't have to be world ending. It could be
True.
city ending, or it could just be one life ending. Sometimes I think this might be good. Sometimes we need to, kind of lower a little bit of the stakes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I won't say lower the stake or like drop things. Doesn't have to be. Oh my god! If I don't win, the world will end. It'll be like, oh my god, oh my god, if I don't win. This city might turn into a bunch of snakes or something. You know what I mean? Like that it worked for Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, because literally he was going to turn New York into lizards. You know what I mean? It can work. It doesn't have to be world ending,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could, we really have to see, where they're going with that. But if they replace them, I don't care. Like, there's other, bring Crossbones back,
yeah, listen to me, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm not so invested in them that I'm like, oh man, if you don't have that, it's crazy. So, I'm just like, well, I'll see what they're gonna do with it. The other rumor I saw was that Shuri as Black Panther is going to appear in Brave New World. To which I say, yes, please and thank you. Like, look, I keep saying this. Wakanda Forever keeps getting disrespected by people that, talking about, oh, post Endgame, the only good movies was and they'll list every movie except Wakanda Forever. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. Every movie, this movie made more money than Doctor Strange and then Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, maybe not Doctor Strange, but definitely more than Guardians of the Galaxy. So don't be saying like this movie sucks.
Yeah.
That being said, also, as much criticism as I had of Letitia Wright, she was damn good in that movie. I liked her as, being the Black Panther. She's not like Chad. She never will be like Chad. But as in her own right, she was a good Black Panther. So actually, I do want to see her again in the MCU to remind everyone, yes, Wakanda is up in this bitch, and we continue to go around the world solving problems that might crop up for Wakanda. And of course, they made his fucking suit. And if Wakanda made his suit, you know who had a hand in it. So I'm just saying. Well, Lottie, would you be happy to see this?
Oh, the Wakanda. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he is. He's the new Black Captain America. Of course, it will make sense that the country that his best friend who has jungle fever will show up.
Let's bring Io in. What is she? I wonder what she's up to anyway. But yeah, actually, who is no? Isn't I forget? Was that Io? Who was that? That that was her and Aneka are like married, but I can't remember if that was Io or well, either way, from Falcon and Winter Soldier. So yeah, and I don't think Bucky's not going to be in the movie either, as far as I know. He's too busy with Thunderbolts, man. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's remember that some of these people are in it. Like we got, because next year is important. All of these movies have got to get their shit right, and it starts with Deadpool, but next year they got a year. They got to get it right, and I think it'll really kind of bring some gravitas to the whole situation if Wakanda's up in that bitch. I'm just saying. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye out, keep an ear to the ground, and we'll let you guys know if we get any confirmation of these rumors. And also, rumors for Thunderbolts, man. Now this movie it got moved around and everything like that, and they finally I think this week they just started started filming. So good for everyone all the way around. Now I've heard some things about. I don't know if you saw this, Lottie, but talking about speculating that Bucky actually is going to be a fairly minor character within the movie, and like he's getting pushed out in terms of priority and whatever. I hope that's not true. Damn it. But also there's these other rumors like that. That they never considered, and which this sucks if this is true. They never considered, having Thaddeus Ross and the Tiamat Island. Tiamat, of course, being the eternal, not the eternal. The what the hell is it called? The island that was supposed to be a celestial, whatever. That was Tiamat Island. But they never considered it for the film. So that's some things that we talked about last year that are just nothing. This is a stupid rumor. The team will be named Thunderbolts after Yelena Belova's soccer team when she was a kid. So, what? Lottie, what is this?
Wait. They're calling it Thunderbolts after the soccer team?
That's what they said. That's why I'm like, these rumors sound bullshit as hell. Like, we already know Thunderbolt Ross is going to be in it. You know how we know this? Because motherfucking Harrison Ford is in it as Thunderbolt Ross. We know he's in the movie. What kind of rumor is this? Maybe they're talking about that him being Red Hulk. Maybe that's the deal. But I thought Red Hulk was going to be in it too. So, or not Thunder, actually, I'm thinking of Captain America. That's where Harrison Ford's going to be in. So maybe they're right. The Thunderbolt Ross was never supposed to be in this. And I think they had said something about that. They were going to be dealing with the Celestial Island or something like that. So that's off the table. And then just being called the Thunderbolts because, Yelena likes it. What? Why is this a thing? Why would y'all take a perfectly good name? Like, why call it Thunderbolts then?
You know why Thaddeus Ross is not in the movie?
Because
they don't want to pay for Harrison Ford
twice.
He's already going to show up in one. They're not. That's exactly why.
They don't. Here's the thing. All they would have to say is, where Val comes in and is like, look, I've got the support of General Thunderbolt Ross. He's the one that's bankroll, or he's the one that's supporting this at the Pentagon. So we're calling us the Thunderbolts. They're unofficially calling us the Thunderbolts back at the Pentagon. And then that's it. There you go. You know what? I just solved your entire fucking problem, and it doesn't involve a fucking kids soccer team. You're welcome, Marvel. You can have that one for free. Just don't do whatever this bullshit is with the soccer team. There you go. Lottie, I don't even know what else to say about that. Oh gosh, we need real news because if that bullshit ends up in the movie, I don't know what to say. Anyway, I guess we'll let you guys know if any of that turned out to be true. Oh, actually, before we go, I did hear that Sentry was going to be one of the Thunderbolts. I forgot to copy the list down, but it was like, it was everyone we expected, like, and they were like in order of importance, and near the bottom was like Red Guardian and Bucky, and then like Sentry and Val, and I don't think Ghost is on it anymore, but I was like, well, this is quite a team if y'all have 3 super soldiers, you have two super soldiers, a Black Widow, and fucking Sentry. Well, there. What the hell else do you need? Like you pretty much don't. Sentry by himself is probably enough, but you probably need somebody to handle his dumbass. So I don't know. We shall see. But I mean that lineup's pretty. If they have Sentry as a member of the team, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Just Thunderbolts being a soccer team.
You know what? I've changed my. I'm just you saying that. I've changed my mind. I do want it to be a soccer team. I want them all to come out in like Ronaldo jerseys. Like that's their fighting uniform. They're wearing soccer. They have cleats on and fucking shin guards and everything like that. That make that be real. I will support the Thunderbolts name. But if it's not going to be like that, if they're not going to cosplay as, UEFA, a soccer team, I don't want it. It's all right. Moving on. A bit of quick news here. And I'm shouting this out mainly because I love the original movie and I want this sequel bad. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I said on Threads, and I stand by it, it's one of the best comic book movies ever made. Fight me if you don't agree, but you're wrong. It is one of the best comic book movies. Yes, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are in fact a comic book property. They originated in comics, even if the first time you saw them was on a cartoon, on Saturday morning. So it's one of the best comic book movies ever made. It's original, awesome. I loved it. And so we found out that its sequel is coming in Lottie. October 9th, 2026. God dang it. 2 years from now.
That's crazy.
I get it. I understand. It took them 5 years to make Across the Spider-Verse. So, and by the way, the animation team for the Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is smaller than the one for Across the Spider-Verse. But I understand they need time to make it happen and everything. So, and also here's the other thing, Seth Rogen and his production team, they are not pushing crunch. They're not overworking their animators. They're giving them time and they're treating them right. So, with that in mind, I'm disappointed it's 2 years from now, but I'm happy it's coming. So hey, cool. Y'all go get in the lab. Y'all cook. So Lottie, what do you think?
That makes sense. I mean, 2 years is not bad. 2 years, well, it's 3 years technically from the release of the first one. 2 years from now is not too bad.
No, I mean,
Basically,
it's not
2.5 years. So.
I'm just impatient. So I don't know. Are you looking forward to this?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. I watched the first one, liked it, so I'm like, okay, I'll definitely give this a shot.
Yeah, I hope more people are taking the time to watch. I know it's on Paramount Plus, but hoping more people will take the time to watch it and just like give it a chance. It's a great movie. It's one of those movies last year I was just like, we just gonna really let these good movies die. Okay, I guess that's what we're gonna do. That's what people don't appreciate good things, but y'all will go out and watch bullshit. So whatever. Anyway, I'm happy, excited. Just wake me up in 2 years so I can go watch this. So, all right, we'll talk about it as in a couple years, I guess, when the trailer come out. So more rumors, Lottie. Spider-Man Noir. Now, look, I ain't gonna lie right now. I ain't feeling too hot on the Spider-Verse right now. Not the animated Spider-Verse. Across Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse, I'm down with that. That's my shit. I can't wait. But this other stuff, Sony done fucked up with me. I ain't gonna lie. Madam Web fucked me up, man. You don't know my pain. You don't know how deep this hurt is, such that whenever Sony says they're going to do something with Spider-Man stuff, it's shit suspect to me. Craven, I'm going to go see it, but I'm expecting it to be trash. And that's why it makes me feel bad to say this about Spider-Man Noir. We're going to talk about some rumors of it, but like, I have low expectations for this shit for real. This ain't even gonna be on the. It's not even gonna be on the big screen. It's gonna be a streaming only show for Amazon. So expectations quite low. That said, we do get some rumors about it. They sound somewhat promising, maybe. And it's this. So they want Nicolas Cage to come back to play the role of Peter Parker / Spider-Man Noir for this thing. Now, I have to say, if anything's going to make me feel better about this, is if they can land Nicolas Cage. I don't see how they do it. Mainly because is he really going to put a suit on and flip around and swing from webs? Is he really going to do that? Like, look, I love Nic Cage. He will do a lot of things. I've seen him do some crazy shit in some movies in the last 4 or 5 years. I don't know that this is going to be one of those things. Even though he did kind of do some mocap or whatever for, The Flash. But he didn't have to literally do anything. They just kind of captured his image. And also, I guess the saving grace for this is Spider-Man Noir does wear a mask, right? Like a mask and like trench coat, and basically wears regular ass clothes. So it is possible that someone could just be in the suit and then he just does the voice. I'm not sure, but they are trying to get him for that. Lottie, does this turn the needle for you?
I'm gonna just tell you, I have full confidence that this will do well.
Oh, this is the Madam Web, the no Madam Web effect. I'm telling you, but yes, no. Why?
No. It has nothing to do with Madam Web. Sony knows how to do Spider-Man. Everybody else, Spider-Man, they'll be just fine. Don't worry, this will be good. But if it's anybody else that's not Spider-Man or has spider powers.
Well, in that case, let me tell you something about the rumors about Silk Spider Society. Supposedly, they're going back to retool it or whatever, rewrite. They got new writers and retooling it so that's aimed more at men. Or I guess I don't know who they were aiming at first, but they're going to skew it more towards a male audience. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure this isn't going to be fucking garbage. I mean, it's Silk. She's a spider person, but she's not Spider-Man. So how do you think that's going to work out?
Like I said, Spider-Man.
What is? We talked about this. We already talked about this. But what the fuck's Sony? I'm serious. This is my thing. I want them to win so much. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm shitting on them, but I really do want them to win. I want every single comic book movie to win. I really do. I want every one of them to be at least good. Good and worth watching. Because if they are, they'll make more comic book movies. That's all I want. I don't want this shit fizzling out, man. God damn it. They're pouring cold water over this fire. Like, remember we were like, this is the year of Sony, right? So they basically got the year to themselves. There's only one MCU movie and no DC movies. It's them. It's all them. And they're like, how can we fuck this up for everybody? And I'm like, God damn it, y'all. What are you doing? I want this. Look, I do want this to be good. I really do. I want Silk to be good. I want Craven to be good. But, man, I don't trust them anymore. I really don't. No. As you say, with anything that isn't Spider-Man. I want Venom to be good. And, oh, my God, I'm not. I've got a bad feeling about Venom 3. Just... anyway, we'll see. Well, if we get any confirmation about these rumors, we'll let you all know. But let's cross our fingers and hope Nicolas Cage says yes. So let's move on to, I guess, our final kind of segment. It's mostly talking about Superman. That's right, not Superman Legacy, Superman. That is the news. James Gunn revealed the S on the chest for for his Superman, which hey looks cool. But I mean, a lot of people are like, yes, it looks like this for Kingdom Come Superman. I'm like, oh okay, why y'all get too excited about shit? Lottie, look, I love Superman as much as anyone else, maybe more than some other people. But god damn it, ain't no. It's the logo on the chest. How is that something to get like to flip out about or whatever? I'm like cool. It has snow on it too, so
It shows the Fortress of Solitude.
yeah, it's so like cool. I'm all for it, but like y'all just hang down, hang on. Don't bust your nut just yet. He's barely shown you anything. He's only showed you the ass. Chill out. So yes, he got James Gunn got on Threads and was like, "What? What did you? Oh my god!"
This dude, this Snyder stan right here, looking at the minutes of the fabric, saying this going this. Oh my god!
Hold on, let me get through this part before we dunk on a Snyder stan. We haven't done that in a while. No, he got on Threads and was like, "Hey, when I finally finished the script for this, I realized like this was." This felt like it started out as Superman Legacy, but it ended as Superman. And so that's the name of it, just Superman. In addition to that, we also saw, this is the other bit of news, was that they cast Perry White, or as I want to say, Perry Black, because we got Wendell Pierce as Perry White, a veteran actor, excellent actor, actually. I've seen him in many things over the years. But like I said, Perry Black, because what did you say? Let's just make it canon now. You need to go back into the the DC archives and do a Phil with brown skin on every Perry White from now on. Says he is black. I did not see anybody complaining about it, like they do for other times when they race swap a character. Remember last time they race swapped a character was Commissioner Gordon, or Lieutenant Gordon, I guess you say, and the Batman. When they had Jeffrey Wright, and there was a lot of like, oh, how dare they? But nobody's saying anything about that. Probably because the last time we saw him was Lawrence Fishburne, so in the Snyder movies, and as you said. He was black in the animated series, so not a whole lot of pushback against that. And it doesn't hurt. Wendell Pierce is a great actor. So, cool. I can see. The thing is, I saw him cast, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. I can see this immediately. Yeah, he could do that. And he could do Perry White in his sleep. The guy is just good like that. So, anywho, Lottie, you saw this. They changed the title. You see the logo, the S on the chest. You also hear about Wendell Pierce as Perry White. What do you think about all of these changes?
I'm happy that the Superman movie's coming out. I cannot wait for it to burn some of these freaking Snyder stands, man, because my goodness, I'm getting sick and tired of these people that want a moody, sad, just depressing Superman story. Like, it is ridiculous. I was on Instagram and I watched this woman talk about a royal, how she's like, I am so sick. She said, I'm sorry, but I hate what Snyder did to DC fans, making them think that this is how Superman is supposed to act, and that Superman has to be. And literally, there are people in her comment section arguing that is how Superman is, and everybody was like, you're either Gen Z or a drifter, because real Superman fans know that Superman has always been a happy Boy Scout, smiling. He brings the morale up for the thing. When Superman is down, the rest of the Justice League is down. Just
it's strange to me. Supposed fans of this character are just ready to dogpile this, and I'm just like, because of this one version of the character. And it's like, broaden your horizon, man. Look, as a person that watched a shitty version of Madam Web, I still like the Madam Web character, right? That's a version that didn't work well, but the character itself is great. And if they ever decide they want to bring Madam Web into another Spider-Man thing, I can't wait because I'm hoping they'll do it justice. And that's the way I approach every time one of these movies comes out. I want to see if someone can make it make sense to me. And why would you, if you are a real fan, I mean, if you're a Snyder fan, and that's the only thing you're a fan of, first of all, get a fucking life. But second of all, cool, that's your jam, and you just go like Snyder stuff, go watch his shit. And just like leave us the fuck alone over here to get ready for this. But if you actually care about wanting to see DC movies and everything like that, you ought to be rooting for this to be good. That's all. Like, the grifting thing is ridiculous. But I understand it. You know, you get hate clicks and get paid, blah, blah, blah. But the fans of the grifters are the weirdos to me, because I'm just like, how can you live your life wallowing in all of this fucking negativity? You want to shit on things and hate on them and whatever. What does that do for you? What do you get out of that? No joy? You're mad. You are not getting joy. How are you living your life like that? Man, fuck that. If I don't like something, look, I shit on Madam Web. I did. I got it out of my system. I may do a little bit more dogpiling on it because it's very egregiously bad. But, and I know I may sound like, I may sound harsher about it than I did the first time I talked about it. I've had time to think. So, yeah. But, like, once I get that out of my system, I'm going to move on. And I hope these guys will too. Look, all of the elements to be good are sort of stacking up right now. Like, we should be optimistic. Like, for instance, Lottie, I don't know if you got to see this, and I wish I had linked to it. I kept forgetting to put it onto the notes, but there was a post on Instagram by Rachel Brosnahan, who, of course, we know is going to be Lois Lane. And it was real simple. It had the Superman, theme going on, and you saw she was just there, kind of smiling, and then, then you had David Cornsweet and why am I losing his name right now? But either way, Lex Luthor, and they just kind of leaned into the background, and she kind of laughed, and that was it. It was short, right? Just very quick, but just a little something. They're obviously on set, and they're just kind of goofing off for a moment. And I don't know about you, but I saw it and I was like, that makes me feel good. And you're just like, well, why the hell did it make? It's just some actors goofing off on set. And I'm like, yes, actors goofing off with each other on set who are going to have to act with each other for months. They're having a good time on set. You know how good that is for the movie? That these people like being around each other. Like it's important. That's gonna bring the best out of them, that they can all not just get along, they enjoy being with each other. Case in point, Lottie, the Guardians of the Galaxy cast, right? Didn't we always see them just liking being around each other, hanging out?
Yeah,
we saw they literally were at James Gunn's house, once, just having dinner. That's what I want. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see these things happen because I want Superman to be good. I need all this shit to line up to be good. That's all I want. Anyway, I'm sorry. I ran on there, but like, Snyder stands, find something else to do with yourself. Like, seriously, go do something else. Anyway, Lottie, I hope you feel the same way I do.
Yeah, don't even get me started. We can talk about this a whole nother day. Like, where just some people called when the woman playing Lois Lane, she put out a thing that she's gonna play as a feisty Lois Lane that always wants to go for her report. And one person and like a bunch of people are like, "Oh, you're playing as the woke Lois Lane," and I'm just like, I just want to drop kick all of you guys because you're not even fans of Superman at this point. But
Yeah.
let's not talk about that. We can just say I am happy that this movie's coming out. I'm happy that James Gunn is the helm of it because I know I'm going to be put through the house of pain. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and glad about Wendell Pierce too, of course. So we're looking forward to him yelling, Lane, or whatever he says, or Kent. Hopefully, I'm sure he'll get it right. So that's cool. And we'll let you guys know more about this, this movie and the developments around it as they come in. Oh, Lottie, I actually have one last thing, and I'm probably going to move this around within the edit, but this real quick, just because I know you are a Naruto fan, and this is related to superhero stuff. Did you hear that the live-action Naruto movie has gotten its director? Do you know who he is?
Cool.
Destin Daniel Cretton, a.k.a. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director. So, is this a W or an L? Does this make you feel better or worse about the live-action Naruto?
That definitely makes me sound better. I think that will be a win. It will actually I think it'll look good. The martial arts will definitely win.
Assuming he gets like the martial arts, stunt coordinators and directors he had for Shang-Chi. I saw people being like, "Why would you do this? It's gonna be crap." And I'm like, "You motherfuckers clearly didn't see Shang-Chi. Because if you sit up here talking about this isn't gonna be good, why are you making this live action?" Well, the reason why they're making it live action is because Naruto is a brand that is huge. Like, it's so huge. When did the first Naruto the manga came out in 1999? The first episode of the anime came out in like was it 03 or something like that? 02, 03, something like that.
Somewhere around there.
And it is 20 years later, and I guarantee you, anyone that likes anime likes Naruto. Anyone at all. Anyone in the last 20 years that has liked anime, they have watched Naruto. Hell, my daughter, who really doesn't she only really likes anime movies, and even barely those, she's even seen some Naruto. She can't help but see it. So, that's why. It's a big ass that's like saying, why are you making a Superman movie? Because, motherfucker, everybody knows Superman. Why wouldn't you do that? That's, like, I sometimes want to ask these people, like, do you think about what you say before you open your mouth? Because, like, it's obvious why they're going to make it. Because money. Anyway, that being said, you clearly didn't watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, because if you had, you'd be like, fuck yes, someone who gets it. Hell yeah, let's have that. That bus fight is like legendary. Like, that bus fight on its own told me everything I need to know about Shang-Chi, which is he'd beat Captain America like he stole something. Like, Steve Rogers fighting Shang-Chi would get beat up. Right? Like, straight, like, I'm not, like, straight up. T'Challa fighting him would probably get beat up too. Like, like legit, because he's just that good. So, and Naruto is all about high speed, martial arts, basically. And also, notice at the end of the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, there's plenty of, like, blasts and energy shit and all that other stuff. That's Naruto. If you watch that movie, you basically have seen the test case for how you can make a Naruto movie. Hell, they even have a giant dragon flying around. Hello, giant snakes, giant toads and shit like that, giant slugs. But I mean, like, what do y'all? I'm sorry, I know I'm getting a little amped, but I'm just like, y'all just think about this for a second. That Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings pretty much did all of the footwork for making Naruto real. So, anyway. Yeah. So I'm excited about this. I don't know how you translate Naruto into a 2-hour movie, but hey, let's see what happens. It can't be. Certainly, it's not going to be Dragon Ball Evolution. So hey, we'll probably get something good. Anyway, we'll let you guys know more about that when we get more information. So anyway, those are all of our items for today. All the news we had to talk about. Somehow, some way, maybe we forgot something, or we missed what you wanted us to talk about, or you disagreed, agreed with what we had to say, just had something to comment on. Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there, and of course you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, blurred_force1 on Instagram and Threads, and super_not_funny show on TikTok. And while you're down there, do us a favor, hit like on this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people see videos just like this one. And if you're catching us on a podcasting platform, leave us a review. 5 stars if you think that's what we merit, but whatever you think we deserve. And of course, I can't do this by myself. I need my good friend Lottie to just tell me all about what's going on with video games and superhero things, and just give me just generally his opinion. So Lottie, my friend, where can they reach you on social media?
Oh, yeah, you can always find me on my YouTube and Instagram, which is Anukinihun. Again, it's Anukinihun just Anukinihun. It's ANUKINIHUN. Again, it's ANUKINIHUN. Yeah. I'm streaming a lot of Helldiver. So, and if you ever got time, just go over and watch it, and leave a like, a comment, and a follow.
Yeah, go show Lottie some love, and even more so, go watch his streams. And what did he say? What's it say? For democracy? I forget what it is, but watch Lottie get mowed down for democracy. So, and also, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna be streaming, but if you guys should try to catch me on, I'm trying to play Street Fighter more, so you can catch me on there if you want. If you play Street Fighter 6, it's gonna be what is my thing? Parry, PARRYD, platypus. That's exactly what it is. PARRYD, the letter D, and then platypus. So come check me out there and kick my butt and give me a friend request if you want to play or get an easy dub, really, from me. So anyway, thanks for joining us. This is episode 141 of the Supercast. We got plenty more to talk about next week. We're getting ready for Invincible very, very soon. I don't think it's next week. I think it's a couple weeks, but we're anticipating that. We got plenty of things going on with Superman and with the boys and all that stuff to talk about coming up next week. So come back and join us. Till then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.